Well, it's Disney Week here at Dr. Phil, and today I'm joined by the 7 Dwarfs. And well, look, there's a whole lot we got to get into here. So I'm going to start from the very beginning. Doc, you were telling me earlier that you first met Snow White when you found her in your bedroom after coming home from work. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so you find this young girl in your home, and she starts telling you some story about an evil queen, and you think, great, now this girl can live with us and cook and clean for us in a home with 7 adult men? Ooh, well, I suppose. And how old did you think she was at this time? Oh, I don't know, maybe late 20s or early 30s? Doc, if there's one thing I hate, it's being lied to. And I'm going to tell you right now, the lying stops here. Now, how old did you think she was? Well, I'm not exactly sure, but maybe 19, 20? That's better. But the point is, you got this young girl in your home. You don't know if she's an adult. You got to call the police. She tells you some story about a queen. That shouldn't matter. She could be on drugs. You don't know. It's not your call. The only one who had the right idea there was Grumpy. Albeit he expressed it in a rather disturbing way. I believe you said that Snow White shouldn't live with you because all women are poison? That's right, poison. Okay, well, in my experience, normally a statement like that is motivated by suppressed homosexual feelings. In your case, you think, hell, if I say all women are poison, hopefully there's less of a chance of a woman being around, and maybe eventually one of the guys will give me a chance. Well, you know, it hurts when you have feelings for your roommates. Well, just because you have feelings for them doesn't mean they need to have feelings for you. And if you can't accept that, you need to get on up out of there and move on. Doc, let's go back to you, because you seem to be the ringleader of this whole operation. So you take Snow White in against your better judgment, and then the next day, well, you're all at work. An old woman comes by the house and gives Snow White an apple that caused her to fall ill. And as unfortunate as that may be, it doesn't excuse your reaction, which is come home in a panic and chase the old woman off a cliff? Well, so you're not going to get the authorities involved, no investigation or nothing. You're just going to assume that this woman who gave Snow White an apple must have intentionally killed her. Well, that's what the animal said. Excuse me? The animals, they warned us Snow White was in trouble. So, you think that the animals were communicating with you? Okay, so you think the animals were communicating with you and you're going to trust them over professional investigators that look into this kind of thing for a living? I mean, it could have just been a bad apple, right? Well, I do have to say that without a formal investigation, that is manslaughter. Okay? So at this point, you got blood on your hands with the old woman, and you got Snow White there, and she's not moving, and instead of calling 911, you proceed to cast a see-through coffin out of glass and gold that you put her presumably dead body in so that you can worship it for approximately the next 6 months? Is everything I just said more or less correct? Well, I suppose. Yes? Okay. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, I've had serial killers on this show that wouldn't pull a stunt that twisted. You need to hear me loud and clear. when I say that this was not some act of admiration for the girl's beauty. This was an act of obsession. And you will need help getting over this obsession, which is why we here at Dr. Phil are going to send you, all expenses paid, to the Betty Ford Clinic's Center for Animated Erotomania. And speaking of Betty Ford, Dopey, I'm going to transition to you now. It's my understanding that your addiction to benzodiazepines has now progressed to the point where you've actually lost the ability to speak. I'm going to take that as a yes.